Hello everyone, my name is John. Welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about stainless steel commercial kitchen fabrication, commercial kitchen equipment fabrication. I will be, like I said before, helping design using SolidWorks most of the equipment that are found in commercial kitchen, the fabricated items. You will also this equipment also you can, sometimes on very rare circumstances we normally get inquiries for people wanting to use them in their domestic houses, like some cabinets, sinks, some char grills, things like that. So it has been a while since I posted a video. I was working because I wanted to do it professionally. I was working on a few things and I realized that I started the channel on the wrong foot. I started by designing a single bowl sink, and I also did a cabinet with drawers which I didn't finish. There was a part that was remaining, the drawer part. I didn't finish it. I decided to do it all over again, started afresh. And one of the reasons that I decided to do that, I wanted to start by showing a few things about a commercial kitchen, basically a layout of a commercial kitchen. And what you can see right on my screen is two different layouts. Of course, not architectural. I am not involved in architectural drawings, but once the kitchen has been designed and probably the construction has commenced, that is where I come in. I take my measurements, I go do a layout, I go do a proposal of the layout, how it will look like, and I wanted us to start on the layout, and I mention a few things about what entails in a commercial kitchen and how we come up with a layout, because you don't just take the space and start throwing items here and there. In a commercial kitchen there has to be a flow of how the functionality, so that the people may not be crisscrossing. One function is being carried over there which is dependent on another, and it is on another corner, and it can be really hectic in a commercial kitchen, and especially in a busy kitchen. You don't want to find yourself in a situation whereby everybody is running up and down, people are crisscrossing each other, trying to get the orders, trying to prepare foods to keep the customers happy. So one of the things that we really take into consideration is the flow of the kitchen. Therefore, I have two layouts. I will walk you through them. I will mention also the equipment, and it is in those equipments where we are going to build our channel on, because we will be fabricating, designing item by item, mentioning the tricks here and there, so that after some time we will basically be having almost all the fabricated items which are normally found in a commercial kitchen. Yeah, so let us start with this small layout. It's a small layout that I did. Now from here you can see the entrance. Let me freeze this frame. From here you can see this is the entrance. There is another entrance here, there is another entrance here, there is another entrance here. This should not be there. So this is the main entrance, and from the location of this building, the main road is somewhere here. So goods will be coming in from here, supply of goods. And as you can see, the first thing that you normally try much to do is immediately after the entrance to the kitchen, not to the restaurant but to the kitchen, that is where you put your goods receiving. You set aside the area and ensure that you have your goods receiving. And when you receive your goods, some of these items you need to measure them, take them into, that is where you find people are taking records and all that, what is coming in, what they have received. Sorry. Therefore, at the goods receiving, you find here I have a digital weighing scale. Digital weighing scale. If it's veggies you are receiving, you measure them and take them into record. Now, after doing that, and this, well, most of this information will be given by the kitchen managers and the chefs, because I'm not a chef myself, but after having worked on the commercial kitchen supply of equipment for quite some time, and when you talk to the chefs, they walk you through how they normally do their thing. So you might find that I might not be very perfect. Actually, the idea is not to explain how commercial kitchen functions, but the idea is to explain how engineering helps chefs and kitchen managers to run their daily business without, with ease. Yeah. So after they receive their goods, some goods, they need to be sorted out. Oops, my AutoCAD is sometimes gives me all sorts of problems. So here we have, and another thing, it is always good for you to the items, to label them, to name them in accordance to the area. It is always easy for you to recognize and remember when you start your BQ. At the far end, I have my BQ. We have the hot kitchen, the veggie store, and you can see VP1, VP2, you have VP1, VP1A, VP2. You go to MP1. Now it's you can use whatever works for you, but I find it easy to name them in accordance to where they are coming. Like if you see here, we have goods receiving, and the naming is GR1, goods receiving one, item number 1, goods receiving item number 2, and so on and so forth. You go to the veggie prep, you find that you have veggie prep 1, veggie prep 2, going like that. The code room, we have CR, code room 3, code room 1. Yeah. So let us continue. From the goods receiving, you have a sorting table or a receiving table with a small drainage, because here some of the items might come wet from the supplier. You have a sorting table with a small drainage where you can keep them there for quite some time. They drip all the water, collect it, or it goes down direct to the drain. From the receiving table, you have a trough. This is a trough sink where you will wash all your items that needs to be washed, because you want to take them to the store. You don't want to go and store things that are dirty and all that. So we have a trough sink. After a trough sink, we have GR for goods receiving for. These are basically trolleys. You can have low boy trolley if you want. You can have heavy duty trolley, depending on the nature of the goods that you will be expecting to receive. But I highly recommend, remember, some of these things you normally give the proposal to the client who might not be very conversant with the importance of these things. So you give the recommendation, you advise them professionally and tell them what item they need to have and what item is not that necessary. And also it depends on the budget of the client. So here we have heavy duty trolleys to help you. Once you receive your goods, you pack them on the trolleys either by use of pallets or crates, and then you take them to storage, and if others are going to dry storage or cold rooms or freezer room or pastry, you will transport them by the help of a trolley. Now at this corner, and if you can see, if I can draw a line, my goods came in like this. Put over mode. They came in like this to the weighing scale for those that need to go to weighing scale, to the sorting table, then to trough sink where they get washed, then to the trolleys. After the trolley, here is a walkway. You can take them either to the good storage. This is a dry storage, or you can take them to the cold room, those that are to be stored in the cold room, and so on and so forth. Okay, let me delete this. We don't need this. Take about a second. There you are. Now at this corner, GR5, I proposed the use of a waste bin on wheels, on casters. This is a caster wheel waste bin where, of course, some of the, as you are sorting, you realized some of the things are spoiled or crashed, or there are some breakages, debris, I don't know the right term. You put them in the waste bin, and you can take it to the garbage area. Now from there, so this is very important at this location, very important. Now something I forgot to mention at this point, it is always important immediately at the entrance. This is something that we were practicing way before the pandemic. You put a wash and basin, and it is highly recommended you do a knee operated or a foot operated. And for the advanced or high-tech kitchens, you can have the sensor type taps. You don't want people, opening taps, washing their hands, then they touching the taps again. It is very easy to bring in viruses and diseases to the kitchen. We ensure that we give an hygienic kitchen whereby even the customers that will be coming in will be in good hands, so to speak. Right? So it is very important to have a hand wash basin. Don't worry about this pillar. You can have it right here, or somewhere just after the entrance. Very important. Okay, so you have your storage. In the storage, a dry storage, actually this is a dry storage. In the dry storage, you can see we have ST1. All these ST1s storage these are 4-tier, 3-tier racks, depending on the customer, the client, but we recommend for 4-tier racks, because in a 4-tier that gives you way more storage spaces, because they are being stacked on top of the other, not on top vertically. Vertical is the word. So we have a 4-tier rack. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do as many as you want, depending on the space and depending on the size of the kitchen and depending on the goods that you will be receiving. and also the menu and the number of customers that you are expecting to serve at a given time. Those are the things that determine the number of goods that you will be receiving. Here we have cabinet with swing doors, lockable cabinet with doors. Actually, I proposed 2 of them, and well, this is the there is a space that you can see between this rack and this cabinet for the door. When the door is opening, you don't want it bumping on the racks and all that. Yeah, same applies to this. But these things are custom made. You can do them according to the size of the room, and also, like I have mentioned, according to the number of goods that you expect to store. From there we have the cold storage. The cold storage here is where you're going to store your what do we call it, meat? Yeah, you know better, the things that are stored in a cold room. Things like meat, chicken. Oh God, I don't. Yeah, you have some seafood, those things that are highly perishable. Those are the things that go into storage. You see, I'm struggling because I'm not into cooking so much. I just found myself in engineering, and I majored in commercial kitchen, so forgive me for that. Okay, now you have, in a cold room, many a times we recommend 4-tier, 5-tier racks with perforated, not solid shelves, perforated shelves. If you go to the dry storage, you find that the racks are solid, as opposed to the cold room. You don't want to do a solid rack, because you expect the cold air to flow through the shelves, from one shelf to the next and all that. And my basic physics tells me that cold air is denser than warm air. So as it finds its way from down there rising up, it goes, as it loses the moisture, the cold, as it gets hot, it is rising. Hence there is proper circulation of cold air from down up there. No shelf, no solid shelf is blocking it from going up to the topmost shelf. I think that explains it, right? Cool. Now from here, now we have gotten right into the thick of it. We are in the kitchen now. Here we have pastry area. Pastry area is where you do all your baking. Pastry area. And some of these arrangements differ from one layout to another, because you might find that it doesn't mean that it is always like this. The most important thing in this layout, in any layout actually, is to ensure that in a good storage, goods receiving, you have this equipment to help you sort out and transport the goods. Then your dry storage and cold storage, they are also supposed to be close to the goods receiving. You don't want again to traverse a longer distance taking the goods to the storage area. They really need to be close to one another. So from there now you can start working on the other things depending on your kitchen. So I did propose pastry area on this side, and in a pastry area we normally have an oven. We have different types of ovens, as you know, and in this kind of kitchen I proposed a rational oven, which comes with a stand, with an oven stand with racks with rails, sorry, rails, with rails. Yeah, you don't worry about some of these things. You will get to know them better when we are doing the designing and all that. But the the items that we normally get them from overseas, I'm not going to tackle that, the fabrication and no, the design and the fabrication. The only thing I can show you is a few, is the arrangement. You don't expect me to be designing a fridge or a freezer. No. We will basically be dealing with the fabricated items that we can fabricate in a local workshop. Yeah, so you won't see me doing an oven and things like that, but for the racks, the tables, the sinks and all that, we are going to do them, right? Now, and right here, the red thing that you can see over here with this is a extraction wood, and it's duct, right? This is an extraction wood because when you're baking, there is a lot of smoke that is emitted. You don't want the smoke spread into the other parts of the kitchen and probably finding its way to the sitting area in the restaurant. So you have to, I recommend highly that where you have in your oven, do a hood, right? Now most of these other items are imported items. Like this is a dough mixer. We have another digital weighing scale, and there is a table which can, all these, actually what we did right here, the table which serves as an oven stand, the stand for the oven, it has some workspace, and we have placed the digital weighing scale on top, or on the workspace, on the work table, right? Yeah. So again, here we have PP4. PP4, Pastry Prep 4, is a worktop with granite. The hatching here represents granite or corian top. It's a granite, and right under it we have stuck lowboy trolleys with rails for you to, for when you've done with your baking, you can stack the hot trays in the lowboy trolley. Other people prefer having tall boy trolleys for the whatever you were baking, for it to cool down before you take it to storage or to the cake display and all that. Again, it is also recommended for you to have a small sink. Depends on the size of the pastry area. So here we did a small bowl, a single bowl sink. The size of it is about one second. Text. Let me adjust this to 30 and this to 25. Yeah, it's about 700 by 700. But you can even do, but there is no much washing in the pastry area because we have the dishwash area, which is someplace here. But for the light washing, you don't want somebody to be jumping from here all the way to the dishwashing area to do some light washing. You do them a sink there, it will help them. Yeah, if you have space, it is good to have a double bowl sink for them. Actually, they can be doing all their works here without interfering with the other processes of the kitchen. They do their baking, they do their cleaning and their washing, do all the dishes that are used in the pastry area, and also provide a storage rack. But here, if you can see, this and this line, sorry, this line here, that represents a wall shelf, wall mounted shelf. That is where they put their items, whatever items they use in pastry, you know them better. They place them on the wall shelf. You can do a 2-tier shelf or a single tier shelf. The first shelf, most of the time we normally do it at 1.5 meters from the floor, 1500. You don't want to put a shelf when somebody is standing here washing things, or at the prep area doing their preparation, and all they try to lift their head, they get knocked by the shelf. It's an hazard. So we try to put it at least, the lowest should be at least not less than 1.5 meters from the floor, okay? And again, you don't want to put it so high such that somebody will need something to step on it for them to reach on the items on the top shelf. Yeah, so you have to do a reasonable height. And if you're doing a single tire or a 2-tier, we always recommend 300 millimeter from one shelf to the next, from one shelf to the next, 1500 millimeter. When we will start talking about the symbols and the recommendations, the heights and all that, I will walk you through that. Yeah. Now from there we have another waste bin. This will take care of all the waste that are in the pastry and also in the pot wash area. You can have, it is very, very, very good for you to have several waste bins in different locations. And as you can see, I normally provide most of my waste bin, they are on wheels, so that you can taking them out, it won't be such a big deal. Now here I did propose a pot wash area. Pot wash where you're washing the pots and all that. It's a triple bowl sink. The bowls are huge. Actually. Let me show you the size of the bowl. That is 540 by about 400, and the depth also is different from, yeah. So the pot wash sink is slightly different from the normal dishwash sink, and the difference is the bowl, the size of the bowl. Basically, you're washing the big pots, you need a bigger bowl. And at this corner I have a rack, a storage rack. You wash your pots, you store them in the rack. Now at this area, and another thing right here, this was because of constraint of space. You need to have a receiving table, slightly different from this receiving table. The design is almost the same, but slightly different, because this there's a receiving table. Actually, you can see it right here. It normally has a chute where all the dirt, all the remains from the foods on the plates, on the pots, you just need to scoop them down on the table, push them through the duct, the chute, and right under the receiving table you stack a dustbin, a waste bin right under, so that the leftovers and all that, they go right straight into the waste bin. So it is recommended also in the pot wash area, if you have space, do a small receiving table, actually. Now from there we go to the dishwash area. The floor of the dishwash. Now look at where my dishwash is the design of this kitchen, the location of the kitchen, the building has been designed such that that is where they have their sitting area, their restaurant, where the people will be taking their meals from. It is right here. Now, you don't want a situation whereby the dirty plates are being collected from this corner, then somebody comes with them, goes all the way through the kitchen to come do dishes from here, right? So you try much as you can, just as in the receiving area, much as you can, to have the dishwash area close to the restaurant, to the sitting area. So the dishes will be coming from all this area right into the dishwash area. And here you have the receiving. Actually, if you can see here, we made a provision and opening, because again, the guy who's waiting the tables, you don't want them also to keep opening and out of the kitchen. So they bring in their dishes through this small window, right into the receiving area. And you see the positioning of the chute. Dirty dishes from the sitting area, from the restaurant, come in through that window. The guy who's doing the dishes, they scoop the leftovers and all the garbage down into the bin, push them over to this side. They have here is more or less of a workspace, for stacking them there. Then from there we have the pre-rinse sink, and you can see it has the pre-rinse tap. You pre-rinse them to the dishwash, then from the dishwash you have a run-out table where the dishes, you just pull them in the crates, in the storage. I will try much as I can. I must be having photos of these things, so I will be showing you as we continue to build our commercial kitchen. Yeah, I will try to pull some photos and show them to you. So the run-out table, it is always easy when we are talking about these things and we are designing them, for you to be knowing what you're doing, right? From the run-out table, then you have your storage, the storage of the clean utensils, clean dishes. We have a 4-tire rack, 3-tire rack. You can even do perforated for all the water to drain, and what is going into the serving area clean and dry, right? Now, you have realized there is something I have not talked about, the H3. There is another H3 someplace. Yeah, in the goods receiving there is an H3, and right in the kitchen there is an H3. Now, those are insect killers. I don't know how best I can describe them, but again, also I will pull a photo of the same, and I'm sure you know these things. Insect killer hanging up there in the ceiling. Yeah, cool. Now we are done with the dishes, and take a look at this. Clean dishes from storage. There is a door here, and they go right into the kitchen, right into the hot kitchen. And not into the hot kitchen, because dishes don't do cooking. They are going to the savory area, which is right here. So before we go to savory, let us go to the hot kitchen itself. Now, another thing, the veggie prep and the meat prep, it is always good for you to place them near the storage area, because here is where you are going to be getting your vegetables, your tomatoes, your cabbages, your meat, and all that direct to the preparation area, then go into the cooking area. The prep area and the cooking area, the hot kitchen, are not supposed to be far from one another. Yeah, I wanted to mention that this wall, when we were designing this kitchen, it wasn't there, but we recommended they do a dry wall, not going all the way to the ceiling, but 1 meter high, so that there might be some separation, and in any case there is somebody who is in the kitchen and you don't want them going right into the prep area or in the hot kitchen passage. They can go to the restaurant or out, right? Okay. Now in the prep area, meat prep area, you have another digital weighing scale. These guys take into account the quantities that are going into cooking, so that at the end of the day they want things to tally. Whatever they received here, they measured, put it into the code room, taking it out for the purposes of cooking. You measure what quantities. That one helps you keep records of when to place the next order, or you can tell in a day we are spending this, we are cooking this much quantity. Yeah, it's other things, the chefs. Yeah, so we have a digital weighing scale. We have a worktop. This is a worktop. It's a wall type worktop because there is this wall, and we have a chopping board. You can do a chopping table. We can do a table with a chopping block on top of it, or you can just have a chopping block. And we have single bowl sink. You can do a single bowl, double bowl. It depends with the quantities, the size of the kitchen also. Now, under this single bowl, you gotta put a grease trap. Because there will be a lot of, you told me it is known as what? Fat? Oil? Well, let's go with fat. Yeah, let us go with fat. Yeah, oil, fat, oil. Alright, fat. So you don't want that fat or oil, which comes from the meat, basically, going down into the drain system, clogging your drainage system. No. You gotta put a grease trap down there. Here, I didn't talk about a grease trap. Well, if need be, even here, if need be, put it. You are always safe with a grease trap. But if you have constraint of resources, please at the meat prep area, the sink at the meat prep, where basically all the meat preparation and the washing and the cleaning of the meat will be happening, please do a grease trap. It will save, well, not you, it will save a lot of people a lot of headache. Okay, so please do a grease trap down here. Alright, so very important. Now here there is still in the meat prep area, we have an under counter fridge, and I feel like, well, Yeah, I'm taking a look at it, and I feel like this under counter fridge should be here, then the meat prep and the sink on the corner. That is my feeling, but it's okay still. That now the reason why we have an under counter fridge here, yeah, actually the sink shouldn't be in between the two. It should be the fridge here, the under counter fridge here, then the meat prep table here, then the sink at the corner. The reason why I'm saying that is because yeah, you've taken your meat direct from the cold room, and probably you know that in a day you do what, 10 kg 20 kgs of meat, which you don't intend to cook all of it at the at once. So you take it, put it right in the under counter fridge. You will be taking the quantities for preparation, for cooking, as is required. Is that right? Yes. So it will save you. The under counter fridge ideally is to save you from, you need to cook 1 kg. You are there running into the cold room to get 1 kg of meat. Then after say an hour or two, the customers have increased. You need another kg of meat. You're running again. So not only for the meat, but also for the other things that are stored in the cold room, you need at least one under counter fridge right here, right? So from the under counter, so what you're preparing, you're not taking it straight from the cold room. You're taking it from the under counter fridge to the preparation, washing, then direct to cooking, right? Yeah. So you can see we have the wall shelves. Yeah, we have wall shelves here for storage. This will help with the storage of the cutleries and what have you. Yeah, same. You see, the symbol is the same as what we had here. So actually this is one of the reasons why I recommended that they do a wall here, because their kitchen, as you can see, it's not that big. I recommended they do a wall, and I remember very well, this is a kitchen that we did a couple of years ago. It didn't go high up to 1 meter. Actually, it went high up to around 2.5 meters. Again, you don't want to cage in the kitchen. You want there to be good circulation of air. So it went up to 2 meters. Yeah, 2 meters, I think. So that, remember I mentioned that wall shelves, the one which is the lowest is up to 1.5 meters. And I said between one shelf to the next, if it's a 2-tier shelf, 300 millimeters. So we did this wall. We requested the client to do a wall of 2.2 meters high, right, to accommodate the shelves and also to act as a barrier between, people are not just moving anyhow, crisscross in the kitchen. Yeah. All right. Now from there we have the veg prep area. Veg prep, no much things, a worktop, shelf on top of it. We have a single bowl sink. You can do a double bowl, a single bowl, whatever works for you. We have a veggie processor. If these are things that you recommend to the client, and if the client is willing to go for them, well and good. And also more storage. The wall shelves provide more storage, so we always recommend to have more wall shelves. They are cheap and they really work for a commercial kitchen. Now what is this? This, I don't know, we delete it. It's nothing. And again, we have the insect arresters, insect killers. Yeah, we have one right at the thick of it. Now we go to the hot kitchen. The hot kitchen, this is the range, the cooking range. And the red thing, just like in the pastry area, is the extraction hood. right? It's an extraction wood, and this we did a pillar type. What you can see right here, HK5. These are pillars, just stainless steel pillars to support the hood. Though they are basically for beauty, they really look nice. I wish I had prepared. I don't want to open my photos. You'll see so many photos, and it's not very good for you to expose all the photos. Some are for clients, and you might run into problems exposing people's photos and all that. So I will prepare these photos, put them in one what do you call it, in a folder. Then it will be easy for me to show you these things. Right now, so this is the hood and the pillars to support it. And I didn't show the duct. I most of the time I don't show the duct, but according to this kitchen, the way it was, the duct was coming from here, going up to the ceiling, then going like this out. Our throw and our extraction fans were on this wall right here. On this wall. This is an undeveloped land. There is nothing there, and also this was no much. It wasn't a big deal. The duct went out just like this, right? So also it is always important where you are putting your hot kitchen for you also to consider the duct route and where you will be mounting your fans, the extraction fans, and where you will be doing your throw. Right? You can't put a duct, you can't put a fan right into the restaurant. And some of these fans are too noisy. Maybe you will be having meetings going on here, and the fan is here making a lot of noise, and the throw is here, probably above the smoke will always find its way. The fumes will always find their way into the restaurant. So you need to take it a bit far from the sitting area, right? Now, really quick, in the range, we have 2 high pressure burners. That was the proposal. We have an infill table. We have 6 low pressure burners. We have another oven. Why did we do an oven here? I don't know. We have an oven and a tall boy. This was a tall boy trolley. Right? Then on this side we have the deep fat fryers, double well deep fat fryer. This is, we call it what? A chips dump. They call them French fries. We call them chips. A chips dump where you take your chips from here, you dump them here for them to drain all the oil, then you can put them in the chips display and all that. We have a grooved hot plate and a smooth hot plate, right? So, and it's an Highland range. Some guys can cook on this side, others can cook on this other side. Yeah, it ensures that one of the beauties with Highland kind of ranges is that it gives so many people are working at the same time, as opposed to a wall type range. Now, this is a cooking support where you find, hey, there was something that you needed to chop. There is a worktop here. One time, take it to the kitchen. This is cooking support, and more storage again. Wall shelves. Now, from there, then this is the servery. Take your cooked food from there, We have a bain-marie, a four container, 4 GN container, gastronomy container food, 1/1 4 container bain-marie. Bain-marie, you know how it works. It keeps the food warm, right? We have hot cupboard. Yeah, it's a hot cupboard. If you don't have what do we call it? Hot plate. Yeah. If you don't, is it a hot plate? It is a hot plate. If you don't have a hot plate, is it a hot plate? Plate warmer, dish warmer, plate warmer. Yeah, actually it's plate warmer. If you don't have a plate warmer, we got you covered. We fabricate for you a hot cabinet. It's a hot cabinet. Stack your plates there. There is some food which you need to put it there, and the temperatures you can play around with them because they are regulated. You can play around with the temperatures as much as you want. Now the savory area is done. We have, and this savory area, as you can see, these are over shelves with hot pass. Over shelves with hot pass. Yeah, they serve the dish, put it on top of the on the shelves, then the waitresses and the waiters pick them from here direct to the serving. Yeah, it is also good to mention at this point that on this over shelf we normally also put some ticket tray. Yeah, you have an order, you stack it up there, you won't forget. Once the order is done, you're good. Now we have the chef's office. This chef's office, the location doesn't matter very much, but also you want the chef, and many a times we highly recommend a chef's office with a huge window. The chef, they are in the office, they still can see what is happening in the kitchen, right? And that is that. Now this is a bigger kitchen design, but almost all the items that you saw in the smaller kitchen are right here. I don't want to go through all of them again. What I can mention is that here we lacked the cashier's office, but those are architectural things. We don't very much deal with putting cashiers. There is nothing we put in cashier's office. Yeah, what else did I forget? What else is in this? Let me see here. The difference between this design and this one is that they have a freezer room and a cold room. And we have the garbage outside where you take all your garbage and the garbage collectors will come do their thing. Dry storage, we have firehouse. These are not pretty much in my, what do we call it, my field, architectural and all the other structural and all that. Goods receiving again, the Henry's right here, goods receiving. We have dry storage, cold storage, veggie stove, the dry one. Yeah, so again we have pot wash, we have the dishwasher area is right over here, veggie prep, cold prep, direct to the cooking, the hot kitchen, light wash support. We have the savory because the restaurant, the sitting area is right over here, right? And the meat prep direct from the cold room, freezer room. We have the prep area, the meat prep area is right here. Goods receiving, you have the receiving table and trash sink. Dust waste bin is here. You have the hand wash right there. Receiving desk, put all your records over there. This was proposed washroom for the chefs and the changing rooms, the gents and the ladies. Nothing that concerns me goes right here. Now this was a bigger restaurant, the savory with the bain-marie, the hot cabinet, and also with the neutral cabinet. Here you store your This is a neutral cabinet. Now we have active cooking. We'll talk about these things in another video as we build up our channel. Now, active cooking, we have the buffet service line, the service line buffet. We'll talk about that, and also the coffee, beverage, coffee, ice cream, hey, counter. We'll talk about that in our next, not in our next video, but in a later video. Now, when remember, this is a layout that you're doing proposal to send to the client. So once you've done that, you develop a BQ, and it is always good for you to give a clear description of what you're doing, so that, because most of the time you find that you're dealing with a layman who might not quite understand these things. So you highlight these things, you specify them under each area. Like in the hot kitchen, a 6 burner low pressure, they go to the hot kitchen. They have seen an area written hot kitchen. A is here, 6 burner low pressure, they have seen, and you have also given them a size of the 6 burner. B, 2 burner. 2 burner is this I think was the BQ for this 2 burner high pressure, right? And so on and so forth. Go all the way to the wash up area, DW1. So it is always good to provide a BQ, which is, and to also give quantity, because you will find that you have a 4-tire rack, like in this case here, ST1, 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 4-tire rack, same size. You give the description, it's a 4-tire rack, number, 2 numbers, 4 numbers, quantity, right? Now there is another thing which is very important. This is what we normally use to provide in service lines. Yeah, sorry, I want to bring this right close to here. Yeah, this helps in, we coordinate this with the architecturals, no, with the guys on site doing the construction, right? Let me not complicate things with the plumbers, the guys that are doing plumbing, and the guys that are doing the electricians. Yeah, you mark for them the service lines. Like here, I will be having a trough sink. I need water. At what height? Look at this, the simple. I will need water. Is it a mixer tap, hot and cold, or is it what? I will need cold water at a night of provision, at a night of 1.4 meters, right? I will need cold water alone at a night of 400. At 400, this is where you find that the tap will be mounted on top of the sink, on the sink top. And like here at 1400 millimeter, the tap will be mounted on the wall, right? I hope you get what I'm saying. Then the water point from floor, this is what helps in doing the services. And the drainages, the floor drains, I need an opening of 250 by 250 where I will come and put my floor drain, which is removable, with a top removable. Yeah, floor, they are different sizes. So this is, you don't necessarily send this to the client. This you coordinate. If you land the job, if they give you the job, now it is you guys who are going to set up our kitchen. This you coordinate, and you mention it to the client before the plumbers and the electricians do a lot of work. You mention it to the client so that you may indicate where you want to hold water points. Like, a plumber might not know that you're going to do a sink here, right? So they might not give you provision for water there. You have another one here. They might not know. They might not know that you will do a weighing scale here, which requires electricity. They won't know that you do you are going to do what? An oven here, which requires drainage. It has a lot of drainage water and requires also electricity. The extraction wood needs to have lighting. They might not know that you will require electricity right here. So the service line, and this is very important, right? And some of these things are standardized, right? They don't change much unless they don't change much. Yeah, so very important. Yeah, and I think that is it. As far as I know, this is functional. This information is functional for a functional kitchen. Am I really making sense? I don't know. Anyway, so with all that said, then what we are going to be doing, you won't see me dealing very much with AutoCAD. You won't see me dealing very much with AutoCAD. Actually, all our designs, most of them, we are going to be doing them in SolidWorks. We'll do the designs. I will pretty much walk you through simple, clear designs. I will, if need be posting the fabrication drawings right there. You can download them if you want. So I wanted to build the forthcoming tutorials and all that on basing them on the layout, basing them on a kitchen, so that when we are mentioning about a single bowl sink and a grease trap, at least you can follow through. And also we will be following the flow of the kitchen when we are doing a heavy duty trolley or a receiving table for goods receiving or a receiving table for dishwash area. You will know why we are doing it and where it goes, right? So thanks so much, guys. Stay tuned. We will get right into it. This time round I will be very much posting so many tutorials, so please consider subscribing and giving us a like. Write to us, comment if you want anything clarified or if you want to educate me. Also, I'm very much willing to learn also, because you cannot always know everything. So please, guys, once again, subscribe, like, comment. Any comment, whichever comment, will very much try to follow it through and see how we can help each other. This has become our world is like one big community that we are all neighbors, so we help each other out. I don't know what I'm saying. You have yourself a good time. See you in our next tutorial, which will be direct into SolidWorks. Thank you, guys.